Hi, I'm Laura Pace here at Azel Art Supply today. We're going to talk about how to draw a poppy. Now the type of poppy I'm drawing is a corn poppy. That's a familiar red poppy with a black center. I noticed that the corn poppy has sort of a shallow bowl or saucer shape. So that's what I drew first. I made a big circle in the middle to represent the center of the flower, and then I drew a shallow bowl around it like this. Most poppies have about 5 to 7 petals that overlap, and the petals are very fragile and crinkly looking, somewhat tissue papery. When you see poppies growing outdoors, the slightest breeze moves the petals and makes them flop back and forth. From the bowl shape, I detailed this poppy a little bit more by giving the petals a little bit more contour, showed a little bit how they fold back and forth as they move in the breeze. From the side view, you can see this big center part of the poppy that becomes the seed pod. You'll also notice the poppy stem is hairy looking. It's got kind of a prickly surface to it with lots of little hairs growing out of the center. To give your pictures of flowers more realism, along with the flower, you want to draw in seed pods, opening buds, leaves, and seeds. So that's what I did here. This is a poppy leaf, and it's got a very irregular tooth shape, something like an oak leaf. It's also not green. It's really more of a blue-gray, slate green color with a dusty-looking surface. All the stems of the poppy have this prickly, hairy texture. This is a picture of a poppy bud that hasn't yet opened. So you can see it's covering most of the area. Just a little bit of the red poppy petal is peeking out there. Now this is a top view of the seed pod, and this is what you see when you look down into a poppy flower. You see this little round thing. This is a 7-bladed kind of star on top. It's really like a little box that holds the seeds inside. Once the flower has dried up, the poppy forms seed pods that are kind of a big vase shape. So they have this little star at the top, and they have this big bulbous ribbed vase shape at the bottom. There's also a distinct ridge in the stem right there where the seed pod breaks off from the top of the poppy stem. The seeds of the poppy look like tiny black dots. You've probably eaten them in pastries or noodles. The seed pod is where latex comes out of the poppy that we derive opium, morphine, and other drugs from. So that's my lesson on how to draw a poppy. I suggest you get some pictures or some real poppies and practice drawing on your own.